We had a fantastic trip, thanks to Ramson and his three sisters who made it happen. His three sisters still live in Zimbabwe. One is Edith, who lives in Kadoma. One is Lillian, who lives in Harare. And the other is Claire, who lives near Bulawayo. This is Edith, and she's wearing a dress with a Luther rose symbol in the dress pattern. This is Lillian. This is a picture of her at a church service on Sunday. This is Claire in her home near Bulawayo. Her family owns a gold mine. We're bringing lots of items from the church to the village. If you bring items, it's more important than money because you can't buy anything in Zimbabwe. You have to bring it. Bringing money is not worth it. So here we are with 300 pounds of school supplies in 5 huge bags, each one weighing over 50 pounds. We're now on our way at the airport, and here we are arriving in Harare. It's over 2 days of travel. We're at a nice hotel in Harare, but we're dead tired. This hotel is worth it, though. It's beautiful. And we have lots of luggage with us. We're having a late dinner. We'd rather be sleeping, but we do need to eat. Next morning, Magonani. That means good morning in Shona. And we're having breakfast at the hotel. And then devotions out in the patio. Here's some of our people of the trip. And we have a bus going to Rahanga. It's going to take our luggage and ourselves. We have to pack some of the luggage in the back, but we also have a trailer. But everyone does get a seat. Have to do some exploring on the way, which means shopping. And we have some beautiful items in the city of Harare that we were exploring into. This is ginger beer. It's a wonderful soft drink. And this is ethnic food called pizza. And you have fruit drinks that can be kind of specially made for you. Roasted corn was in season and available on the roadside, as well as watermelon, which was in season as well. Here's a vehicle on the road. They drive on the left-hand side of the road. We stopped now in Kadoma. This is Edith's home, and she owns a uniform factory making uniforms. This is an embroidery machine. They're sewing the name of the mining company into the uniforms, and it can do maybe 5 at a time or more. She also makes school uniforms for school kids. This is a sign that Edith made to welcome us to her home. And this is in front of her house. It was a great rest stop after 2 hours on the bus. She gave us some food, and we rested and had some refreshments. We still had many hours to go to get to the village of Rahanga. We gave her a prayer shawl as a thank you gift and some blessing. Tatenda, that's in Shona, that means thank you. We're back on the road and we're making new discoveries. This is a nursery that's on the side of the road. This is a woman with her child on her back walking along the road. Some flowers, I think. And this is Zambezi beer. It's my favorite beer. And this is a cherry plum soft drink. That's also very nice. Of course, the locals like chicken. They will find chicken everywhere. These are some of the homes of some of the villagers. And this is a small town that we passed through. But it was many hours on the road. And it was kind of boring. The road was pretty straight. So some of us had to take a nap. And of course, there was traffic across the road. But Ramson says the next hour is all dirt road to get to the village. And he had to encourage us more than once with that information. Here's the start of the dirt road, but it easily and quickly gets much worse. He repeats it more than once. Guys, we're almost there. Pretty soon it becomes our mantra. And so here he is encouraging us that we're almost there. But in fact, we are there now. Here's the valley of where the village is. And here's some of the residents' homes in the village and some of the cows along the road. This is the home base. Rahanga. And this is Ramson's home, is kind of in the foothills of the valley. His home is elegant, and all 16 of us could stay there, and the weather, of course, was fantastic. He built 2 sleeping huts for some of us, and these had chairs, and they had double beds in them that we could use. It was wonderful. Here's a view from the front porch into the valley. Here are the showers and porta potties and the dining area. This is the kitchen hut where food is prepared, although a lot of it is cooked outside on wooden fires. We have a staff from Bulawayo with a chef to help do the cooking and to set up the meal tables. Here we are having devotions in the home. Now that it's the next day, let's go for a walk. This is Wilma and Tanya in front of a huge cactus plant. We're visiting the family cemetery. Ramson's parents are buried here in this family plot. This is a cattle area and for cattle, and here's the cows coming home in the evening. We're visiting Ramson's uncle, who is over 90 years old, lives in his own house, and he's an elder and a very important person to go visit. This is a person on the road that we met. And the sunsets. These were spectacular, and we enjoyed them every night that we were there. You just look out over the porch and you see them. This is Pastor with breakfast, and she's enjoying breakfast with avocados as well, because that was in season. This is the lychee juice that we had, and orange juice that we would have available. Water is important, but the village doesn't have water. Ramson has a solar-powered water pump for his home, so he can grow vegetables and have running water in the home. The village pump is about 15 minutes of walk away, and it's a hand pump.
Getting tighter, huh?
No, you can do it. You can do it.
Sacrifice tired you water to prime it?
Yeah, sure. That'll help.
I don't know how much.
There we go.
Oh, hey! Hey! Keep it going a little.
Finally, the water is pumped up. This is a person coming to the pump to get water in a bucket, and this is a carrying water on your head. Again, the sunsets were spectacular. And it's so quiet, and the temperatures were perfect. Moto, that's fire. And so we were sitting around the fire because there's no internet, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no electronic communications. So we actually sat around the fire, told stories, and talked to each other. I love this picture of the fire and the sunset together. I think that's beautiful. We need to check out the grain mill because that was one of the things that we donated to the village to grind corn. This is the building that the mill is inside, and here it is. And it grinds corn for the villagers, and they also grind corn for other people, charging them. This is the general store, which is next door, and you can buy almost anything, including cornmeal, and shoes, clothes, and drinks. And you can enjoy the drinks sitting out front. This is Tanya and Anasu having a Fanta break, which is a very popular drink. This is Ramson talking to a neighbor. We had some time just to take it easy, and again, I told the temperatures were beautiful, and the wind was low, and the sun was shining. So we had a great time, and enjoying another evening with a sunset. Edith gave us some purple shirts from her factory. Purple is a church color, and so it was very nice of her to allow us to have purple shirts. She also provided some Luther rose cloth, and we will take that back to our church and use it. The reason we came is to visit the youth center because we are building a youth center, which is right next to the church building. And so that's the reason for this visit today. This is the chairman of the congregation. The pastor visits various congregations. This is Pastor and Ramson addressing the congregation. This is some of the youth group that the building is going to be built for. This is a banner that was actually used in our church for a while. So the building is being built with clay bricks and mortar. So here we are laying some ceremonial bricks. None of us were bricklayers, but we tried our best. And we had supervision as well. This is our group next to the construction area. Everyone wants to take pictures.
Yep, go ahead.
These are the clay bricks made from the dirt around the area. This is a kiln which will heat the bricks for several days with a fire built inside, and the bricks will turn from gray to red. This person was so impressed with us that she wanted to thank us personally on the bus. Sunday was the next day, and we had a service, but we were outside in a tent. The pastor came by to teach, to do the service. We brought our own porta potty. This is the hymnal that they use. It's in Shona. This is Pastor greeting people who were coming. The sermon was given by Pastor with translations by this nice gentleman who embellished it and made it very relevant. We had communion where the pastor passed out the host and our pastor passed out the wine. The congregation impressed us by showering us with all sorts of gifts to take back to the U.S. And of course we had connection time, and everyone liked to be with each other and take pictures and talk. It was a great time after the service. A lot of selfies were happening. We got back on the bus to go back to Ramson's home, but everyone else walked home, and some walked many miles to get home. We now are making bags for the students at school of all the school supplies that we brought with us. We had them lined out on a table, pencils, erasers, book bags, and here we are filling all of these book bags and stuff. We had 298 of these bags to fill for 298 students at the school. Here they are. The Gambiza family has been helping the village for many, many years. Here are our supplies that we're going to be distributing. And of course, here are the students gathering to meet us.
Let us pray. Dear God, we thank you for this day, for the time together with new friends, and with friends who have been with us for a long time. We thank you for our teachers, for those that help us learn in many different ways, We thank you for the headmaster and all of those in the village that support us. We ask that we may have a good time today with each other, getting to know each other, learning from each other, and enjoy the gifts that we have been brought. We ask this in your name.
Amen.
Amen.
Right, a round of applause. Let's get Right. From here, it is a tradition that whenever we have a gathering, we usually sing the national anthem.
Oh.
Yes. So, Rana, why you know?
Here's a view of one of the classrooms. Many of the lessons are in English, but Shona is, of course, the language of the Zimbabwe. Here we are making lunches for the students as well as providing them with school supplies. And here's another classroom. This is Sandy with a student who's doing some reading in English. The kids like to meet us and say hi and have their pictures taken. This student likes her gift of school supplies. We're meeting the headmaster and the staff, the teachers. These are the teachers of the school. Here are the students walking home. Here we are back on the bus now that our visit to the village is over, and we are back on this long dirt road again. There's some local traffic that gets off the road for us. Saying goodbye to the village. Here's some traffic that didn't want to get off the road. Look at this woman, what she's carrying on her head. We finally get to the finish the dirt road and get onto a paved road, but there are a lot of potholes that we have to look out for. The scenery is absolutely gorgeous when you look out the window, however. Now we're here at Matobo National Park, and this park is known for its balancing rocks, which were eroded over time and look precarious as they stand on top of other rocks. This is also where Cecil Rhodes who helped develop Rhodesia, is buried. He loved this particular area, and he picked as his burial place a hill which has lots of these balanced rocks on top of it. He had to climb up to visit the grave site. We're visiting Claire now at near Bulawayo. She has a compound, a very nice home setting, and we enjoyed the rest area and the hospitality that she provided. Her place is wonderful.
I can say, but I can say that I made this one myself. So this is for you.
Thank you.
On a night when there's a little wind like this, you can put it over your shoulders and think of us.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah.
There's one thing we like to do though, is have everybody come up, touch hands to you.
The prayer shawls were given to all three sisters as a thank you. Mofaba Zakanaka. Our bus to Victoria Falls had a small trailer, and it was soon overloaded with all of our luggage. Some of it was lashed to the top, and we wondered whether it was going to make it all the way to Victoria Falls. But here we are, looking forward to a long, long ride to Victoria Falls. This is Pastor. The potholes caused us to lose a tire, and of course the potholes slowed us down, making it many hours to get to Victoria Falls. We're now waiting on the roadside for the tire to be repaired.
You're on the white line. They don't go there too much with the cars coming in the opposite
Just pay attention. Just pay attention.
Oh, yes, you're on my phone. I didn't even realize it.
The crew learns to take off the tire properly, and of course it was completely destroyed. That's Mark and Sandy sitting and watching the world go by.
Didn't know you guys were coming. Look at this wall. I hope there's another crew further up.
We have some baobab trees that you can see, and of course we had to try the local chicken as a rest stop before we get to Victoria Falls. However, we also took a day safari to Chobe, Botswana. We wanted to see the animals, but first of all, you have to look at us in our safari vehicles.
That's why you see them.
Are we in their path?
See them crossing.
This is a marabou storks. Baboon.
No, that's a different one.
Yeah, this is. Oh, look at that little baby.
These are elephants going for water.
Mother, father, mother, father, mother.
Mother, that's another mother.
This one is the mother.
Yeah.
We saw some activity and drove over to see a lioness who had just killed an impala and was dragging it off. These are impalas that did not get caught. We also had a riverboat ride on the Chobe River. Doing the park by boat allows you to get up close to crocodiles and Cape buffalo. You notice the baby elephant is protected by the mothers. Fish eagle in flight. The Elephant Hills Hotel in Victoria Falls was elegant, and we managed to stay there a couple of days. It's a real tourist attraction as well because of its elegance. It has a swimming pool and other facilities. It's quite large. The staff is dressed in beautiful costumes. They have a bagel boards where you just pick a bagel off of a board. And of course the buffet. We had an evening sunset dinner on the Zambezi River, and we had a boat, we'll call it our yacht, private yacht for the evening for our group. And the fellowship and camaraderie was wonderful. We could see hippos in the water. The river here is just above Victoria Falls. Watching the sunset.
Shosholoza. 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 Unlesutama kimela sanshieka. Shosholoza. Shosholoza. Unlesutama kimela sanshieka. Namuya balega man. Namuya balega.
We had to do some shopping before visiting the falls, and we also visited the baobab tree, which is 1,200 years old. It's famous in this area. Victoria Falls is known because the water falls to a very narrow canyon, and the spray comes right back up on the other side, creating rainbows almost every time you're there, and also providing mist that gets you wet. Most of the group wanted to have a little more of experience of Zimbabwe, so they went to this location and dressed up in bright clothing and had kudu and crocodile meats that they tasted. They listened to music and dancing and saw some dancing. One of our members, Jane, decided to try a Mopani worm. Really? So here she is. She's going to test it for the group. And I think she said, yeah, it's not that good. They enjoyed drumming and taking pictures as well. Ramson and Tanya did all of the work. So Tatenda, thank you for all of the work that you did in the logistics, making this a wonderful trip that was unforgettable. We're now leaving Victoria Falls for our 3 flights home, taking us a day and a half or more of travel. Here we are getting on our first flight in Victoria Falls.